My name is Hanks Saisai, Agribank's Technical Advisor for Crops and Poultry. We are going to cover a session on summer vegetables. What do you need to know about summer vegetables, when is the right time to grow these vegetables, and how they are classified. By short, I'll start by defining a vegetable as any seasonal crop that you grow for a certain part of it that you can consume. So we have leafy vegetables such as cabbage, spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, where you grow these crops over a 90 days period with an interest on just consuming the leaves. Then we have your fruit vegetables. These are the fruit bearing plants that grow over a 90 days period, such as tomato, green pepper, watermelon, gem squash, green pepper and the likes. And then we have root vegetables, where the focus of the farmer is to grow a crop that produces a root over a 90-day period, such as carrots and beetroot. And then we have the bulbs. These are the crops that store most of the produced sugar at the base of their stem, like your radish and your onions. And then we have the legumes, the ones that normally produce pods that contain seeds that are rich in proteins. So in today's focus, we will zero it down to summer vegetables. As we notice that weather changes always create a favorable environment for certain types of crops or vegetables that a farmer can grow. In the Namibian conditions, when the day becomes longer than the night, we experience increase in day temperatures. With an increase in day temperatures, it influences an environment in which only a certain group of crops are able to grow. So when we are talking about seasonal vegetables, the most common vegetables that you can grow in Namibia during the summertime or summer season, the first one, which is very popular, is tomatoes. The second one is potatoes. Third one, we have sweet potatoes. We have beans, and we also have the cucumbitis. In this group of cucumbitis, it's your watermelons, it's your butternuts, it's the gem squash, it's the pumpkins, and all these other fruit-bearing vegetables that have a growing manner in which they spread over the surface. So when I'm growing these vegetables, what are the key things that I need to remember? If I grow tomatoes, for example, tomatoes, I have to sprout or grow the seedling towards the end of August. So I need to start preparing the seedlings now. And then after 3 weeks, I transplant my tomato plants in the production beds over a period of 85 days to 90 days. Then they reach maturity. I can start harvesting my fruits. I also have potatoes. Potatoes also prefer warm weather environments. You can do seedbed preparation in August. By the end of August, you can plant, and then they grow for a 90-day period, reach maturity, and then you harvest. Then we have sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes is one of those crops also that you need to prepare the soil towards the end of winter. Fertilization of the soil. You can even test the soil to understand what are the levels of nutrient reserves that are available, and how can you amend the missing quantities that are needed by the sweet potatoes. So you can grow them for a period of 4 to 5 months before they reach maturity. We have green beans, or beans in general. They prefer warm weather. They grow over a 90 to 120 day production cycle. Last but not least, we have the cucumbitis, the watermelons, the butternuts, the pumpkins, gem squash. They also grow between 85 days to 120 days. So when you grow these crops, it's essential to remember that during the first 3 to 4 weeks, they will utilize a lot of phosphorus to establish a very good root system that will have maximum absorption of water. Additionally, you must also ensure that you supply nitrogen in the right quantities to stimulate the growth of the foliage part. The foliage part of the crop is the leafy structure of a plant and the stems. And then when you see flowers developing on your tomatoes, potatoes, watermelons, butternut, cucumbers, and gem squash, it's an indication that you now need to reduce levels of nitrogen and increase the levels of potassium, because potassium is the nutrient that is essential in flower formation, and it keeps the flower in check until it starts to develop into a fruit after fertilization. So in short, this is the group of vegetables that you need to grow. And as a farmer, to stand out from the rest of the farmers, always make sure that do study of how the market is in terms of quantities demanded, the people who are trading, and register yourself with the Namibian Agronomic Board as a producer to ensure that you get real-time data that will inform you what will be the shortage of tomatoes during this month, and your production must ensure that you align it to ensure that at the end of that time where potatoes are now in a shortage or tomatoes, you as a farmer who has the product, you will have good return on investment, because when there's a high demand and low supply, the price of the product always tends out to go up. So always capitalize by ensuring that you do the right thing from the start and throughout the growing period. So in short, don't grow the wrong vegetable during the wrong season, or else it will lead to financial losses. Thank you.